Sailing Sarah by Davey. Exterior suburban street, day. In a quiet, leafy suburb with neat houses and neat lawns sits the worst house in the street. A 2-story weatherboard, peeling paint, unmown lawns, and motorbike parts scattered across the yard. Something massive peaks above the roofline. Exterior Jason house, backyard, day. A yacht. A large, dilapidated yacht rests on a huge 4-wheel trailer almost filling the entire backyard. It was clearly once beautiful, a wooden yacht with a glossy white hull, a cherry red keel, and polished timber deck. But the ribs of the hull are now exposed, the decking and cabin has rotted through, and the mast is broken. A shirtless man sits on a chair on deck. He is muscled and covered in home-done tattoos, poorly inked skulls, wobbly crosses, and misspelt phrases. This is Jason, 29. A young girl sits near him, painting a picture. She is a delicate girl with Eurasian features, but her hair is not brushed, her school uniform is dirty, and one of her sleeves hangs loose unrepaired. This is Sarah, 9.
Is that you?
She paints a stick girl sailing a stick boat on a blue sea.
I'm going to be a sailor one day.
She swings her long black hair out of her face.
Good for you, princess.
Like Mommy.
She would have loved that.
I chose the nautical life.
Jason burst out laughing.
Yeah, did she say that once?
Sarah nods.
So, where would you go?
Somewhere.
Jason turns away, trying to hide his tears. He wipes his face with the back of his hand.
Oh yeah? Been there. Very nice.
When are we going to go sailing?
When I finish our yacht.
But it's a wreck, Dada.
What do millionaires have?
Sarah looks up from her painting.
Yachts.
And what do we have?
A yacht.
So what does that make us?
Millionaires.
Jason sweeps Sarah up onto his shoulders. He climbs down the ladder and bounces her across the yard. Interior Jason house, kitchen, day. With a thud, Jason puts Sarah down, feet first, on the kitchen table. He climbs the stairs.
Bloody hell. Miss Ratchet's gonna kill us.
The kitchen clock reads 9:15 a.m.
Quick shower, then off to school.
On the chopper?
Of course.
Can I have some money for lunch?
Sarah looks in his wallet. There is a solitary $5 note. She pockets it. She opens the fridge, which is almost empty, a meat pie, half a bottle of milk, and a loaf of sliced white bread. Sarah grabs the bread. Interior Jason house, bathroom, day. Jason cups some water and splashes his face. He screws his eyes shut. Tears keep coming. He breathes deep, trying to stop the tears. He holds onto the sink as if it will save him from drowning. Next to his shaving foam sits a half-finished bottle of rum. He chugs it. Interior Jason house, kitchen, day. Sarah kneels on a chair watching the toaster. Her toast pops up and she loads it up with jam. Knock, knock. She runs to the front door.
Mr. Fairgrass!
Sarah reaches for the doorknob, then pauses. Exterior Jason house, front door, day. Lockie, 30, and Tom, 19, stand at the door. Behind them are 4 police officers. On the street is a sedan marked City Council Family Services and a police car. Beside the house is Mario's Pizzeria. A spiked metal fence marks the border. Lockie fingers a line of small holes near the doorframe. Tom leans in. They look like a spray of bullet holes. Lockie and Tom exchange a glance. Interior Jason house, bathroom, day. Jason rotates in the shower. He adds a little more cold water. Interior Jason house, lounge, day.
Dada!
No response from upstairs.
Someone's here!
Interior Jason house, bathroom, day. Jason lets the cascading water drum onto his head. Interior Jason house, lounge, day. Sarah frowns.
Open the door now, please.
Dada!
Open the door.
Sarah opens the door. Lockie reaches in and grabs her. Exterior Jason house, front yard, day. Lockie drags Sarah quickly to the sedan. Tom stays, holding the paperwork. The 4 police stand ready. 2 aim their tasers. Lockie opens the sedan door and shoves Sarah onto the back seat. Interior Family Services sedan, day. Lockie pushes him beside her. Sarah spins around. She watches through the back window as Jason explodes from the house, dripping wet and wearing only a towel. Jason's hands have balled into white-knuckle fists. Tom tries to say something, but Jason roars. He hurls Tom meters through the air.
Let's go.
The driver accelerates. Sarah watches as Jason rages. He watches him tear taser electrodes from his stomach. She watches as he thunders toward the speeding sedan. She watches as the police pile on him and restrain him, face down on the ground.
Dada!
She watches him as he erupts to a standing position, the police hanging off him like shirts on a line.
No!
The car turns a corner. Lockie forces Sarah back down and secures her seatbelt. Sarah undoes it and tries to escape.
Sit still.
Tears stream down Sarah's face. Lockie punches in the belt with a click. Exterior Jason house, front yard, day. Jason watches the sedan disappear around a corner.
Bring her back!
I can't. Feel my legs.
Jason freezes. Tom has landed across the spiked metal fence at Mario's Pizzeria. His body lies twisted. The spikes have skewered his spine. Blood seeps down the palings. Jason's eyes widen with fear.
Help.
Jason falls to his knees and puts up his hands. The 4 police surround him. They fire their tasers. His muscles spasm as he collapses and twitches. Interior juvenile shelter dormitory night. Sarah wears pajamas. Lockie walks her across the dormitory. There are rows of double bunk beds. Girls watch. Someone whispers something. Sarah is helped into a bottom bunk, and Lockie tiptoes from the room. More whispering. Someone giggles. Sarah lies still, her eyes red and wide. Interior police station holding cell night. Jason sits still, his eyes red and wide. He sits on the concrete floor. He shares a cell with 2 disheveled men in business clothes. They are fast asleep. He hugs his legs in tight. Exterior countryside day. The midday sun burns down on a patchwork of pale green and yellow fields. Cattle meander in paddocks. A high wall topped with razor wire shoots long and straight, slicing through the farmland. Interior hillside prison. Jason's cell, day. Jason sits on the floor with his back against the bed, hugging his legs. He stares at the bare walls of his empty cell. On his left, a bookshelf appears, then some books. Then the bookshelf fills with books. Near the sink, a shelf lies empty. Then an old kettle appears, then a mug, then a modern cordless kettle. Against the wall, a table appears. Then a TV appears on the table, a bulky 36-inch screen cathode ray TV, which becomes a flat screen cathode ray TV, then a plasma TV, then an LCD TV, then a super skinny 4K smart TV. Jason sits on the floor, but is now bigger, bearded, and completely bald. This is 45-year-old Jason. He reads a book. The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. He slides the book between the 100 other books on the shelving. With hands outstretched, Jason balances on one foot in the yoga tree pose. He just about holds it, shaking. Interior legal offices, Sarah office, day. A professional young woman looks out over the cityscape. Her long black hair flows over the fitted jacket of her suit. This is 25-year-old Sarah. She lets her forehead thud on the glass. Interior hillside, Jason's cell, day. Jason stands waiting at his cell door, holding a box. With an electronic buzz, the cell door slides open. Interior legal offices, Sarah office, day. Sarah returns to her desk. Chief Commissioner of Police, V. David Ryan, 2018 QCA 361. Sarah notices the title. She flicks the page. A photo of a deceased young man, savagely beaten.
Knock, knock.
Julie, 33, has a very short but stylish haircut. She walks in carrying 2 takeaway coffees. Sarah holds up a photo of a military-looking man with a crew cut, tight t-shirt, and crucifixes tattooed on each hand. This is David.
Oh, look, I'm defending a born-again homophobe.
Julie passes her the coffee. Julie nuzzles her neck. Sarah pulls away.
We're at work, Jules.
Julie pouts. Together they flick through the file on David. Interior hillside gangway, day. Jason carries a box of personal belongings. He walks along the gangway with a huge blonde prisoner that looks like a Viking. This is Hans, 40.
Big day, huh?
Something big happening today, Hans?
They keep walking, Hans grinning.
How much longer you got?
I never count 'em. Goes quicker that way.
It doesn't.
Jason casts his eyes over the prison walls, the walkways, the bars, the steel roof. Prisoners gather below in the canteen.
Meatloaf today.
Yeah? You think I should stay for lunch?
Meatloaf tomorrow, too.
They stop at a door.
How long have we known each other?
Too long.
They consider each other.
Look me up.
First thing I do. Well, second thing.
Hans grins. He wraps Jason in a crushing man hug.
Go see your girl.
Jason nods. With a buzz, an electric lock opens. Hans watches Jason walk through the doorway carrying his box. Exterior hillside entrance, day. Jason stands under the imposing gates holding his box. Other ex-prisoners mill around anxiously. A car pulls up. One of the waiting men leaps in it, and it accelerates away, music blaring. Another car arrives with a young mom and her daughter. A man hurls his bag into the car, picks up his daughter, kisses his wife, and jumps aboard, laughing. A limo arrives, a convertible. Jason watches as different cars pull up and ex-prisoners kiss their loved ones and catch their rides home. After a while, there are no more cars. Jason sighs. He pulls out his pair of mirrored sunglasses and puts them on. He squirms in his uncomfortably tight 15-year-old jeans. His gait severely restricted, he walks awkwardly toward town carrying his box. Interior legal offices, Sarah office day. Sarah and Julie are holding different pages, going over the case notes.
It's possible our homophobe is innocent. He claims the real killer confessed.
When?
6 years ago, in jail.
Which one?
Hillside.
Sarah's eyes widen.
What?
Who does he say was the real killer?
Says he doesn't know. Just says there was a confession.
Does he know who the real killer confessed to?
Career criminal. Bikey, drug offenses, assault. Testimony may not even hold up. Oh, and just released? Well, that's the good news.
Do we have his address?
Angry looking man. Ew.
Julie holds up the photo. Sarah pales. She takes the photo and examines it, open-mouthed.
Yep, we have his address.
Sarah eyeballs Julie.
Do you want it?
Sarah shakes her head. The photo is of 29-year-old Jason. Exterior suburban street day. Jason eats his hamburger in sensory bliss. He stands, savoring each bite, his box under one arm. He licks his fingers and starts devouring the next one. Still eating, he crosses the road to his old house. It is surrounded by a chain wire fence bearing a sign, "Caution, do not enter, by order City Council." He drops his box. A broken gutter swings loose across the entrance. The line of bullet holes has not been repaired. The front lawn is waist-high with weeds. Jason jumps the fence. "Arr, arr, arr." A black Labrador appears in the weeds and starts barking at him.
Whoa, boy, easy.
The dog keeps barking.
Who do you belong to, eh?
The dog growls. Jason kneels down and reaches out.
Where's your collar?
The dog snaps. Jason yanks his hand back.
Whoa, take it easy.
Jason gives the dog the remainder of his burger. The dog scoffs it down.
Hungry, eh?
Interior Jason House lounge day. Jason opens the front door and steps in. Dust motes hang in the still air. There is no furniture. Bare light bulbs hang from frayed cables. The windows creak as Jason opens them. The black dog runs in, wagging.
Hey,
The black dog runs about, sniffing all the corners.
what are you doing? Out, get out, now!
The dog sniffs a corner of the lounge room, lifts a leg, and pees. Jason stares in disbelief.
What was that?
The dog wags.
Sit!
The dog sits, obediently, still wagging.
Who trained you, eh?
Interior Jason House backyard day. Jason wades through more weeds to the yacht. The black dog follows him, sniffing excitedly. Jason unties the ropes and yanks the tarpaulin down. A fine layer of mold coats the yacht. The trailer wheels have sunk deep into the muddy earth. He climbs up the ladder and searches for something. Exterior Jason House, front yard. Bolt cutters snap through the padlock. Jason rips off the chain and lifts a section of fencing. He stacks it on the nature strip. Dog starts digging a hole, wagging. A neighbor, 30, walks past wearing a baby carrier on his chest. The baby is asleep.
Hi there, neighbor. I'm from the white and black house across there.
Nice.
Jason offers his hand. They shake.
And who's the little one?
Michael.
Neighbor gently bounces the carrier up and down. Michael snoozes. Neighbor adjusts his onesie.
I'm so glad this place finally sold. It will be such a relief to see someone fix up this eyesore.
Actually, it didn't sell, mate. I'm the owner. I've just been away.
But that bloke went to jail for murder.
I didn't kill anyone, eh?
Jason adds another section of fence to the pile.
So it is you.
Don't worry, I'm not going to cause any trouble.
This is a good neighborhood. Many of us have kids.
Relax.
Jason lifts his trouser leg. He wears an ankle monitor.
Feel better now?
Not many people will want to see you back here.
No?
There are people in this street that remember the things that happened here.
Yeah? Like Mrs. McAllister down there? And the bunt rocks up that way?
The bunch rock sold up.
Did they? Shame. I always liked old Vera.
They eye each other up.
Well, thanks for the welcome party. Now, if you don't mind.
Jason hurls a section of fence with a bang. Michael immediately starts crying. Neighbor narrows his eyes.
That was deliberate.
Neighbor walks, bouncing the carrier.
Bye, Michael.
Michael cries as he is bounced away. Jason heaves up the last piece of fence. Interior garage day. A tarpaulin flies up, creating a cloud of dust. The chopper is glossy black, shiny chrome, has a skull headlight and painted flames licking the petrol tank. Exterior Jason House driveway day. Jason wears bike gear, leather jacket, helmet, boots. He sits astride the chopper.
Stay.
Dog lies on the back step, a bowl of water within reach. Exterior street, day. The chopper rumbles out of the driveway. The neighbor and his wife watch from the front yard, appalled. Neighbor puts his hands over Michael's ears. Jason waves as he thunders up the street. Exterior yacht club, day. It is raining over the marina. The tall masts of yachts bob up and down on the dark, moody quay. Bells ring and ropes flap in the wind. The chopper rumbles in. A rooster tail of water fans up from the fat back tire. Jason's leather jacket is emblazoned with the words, Croc Boys. He walks the chopper backwards into a space and kills the ignition. Interior Yacht Club Lounge, day. The lounge is painted in a cheap nautical theme. White and blue walls, faded posters of yachts, and dirty rope looped around the bar. The barman turns the page of his newspaper with nicotine-stained fingers. He is a white man with dreadlocks. This is Ling, 40. He ignores a waiting customer, 40.
Can I have a beer, please?
Ling turns the page.
Come on, Ling.
I'm on a break.
Customer leans across the bar and pulls the tap, pouring his own beer.
What do they pay you for again?
Health and safety.
Customer walks away with his beer, shaking his head.
Don't fall over.
Ling keeps reading.
Working hard?
Ling looks up. Jason stands at the bar.
Jason.
Ling grins.
Shit, that was today?
Jason nods.
Oh, God, I forgot. I completely forgot. Who picked you up?
No one.
Shit, sorry. Come here.
Ling leaps the bar. They hug each other tight.
You look good.
I look old and fat.
Ling reaches behind the bar and grabs 2 glasses and a bottle of rum.
You promised me you'd take care of the house.
Ling pours 2 shots.
Yeah, I mowed the first year. And then, that grass of yours is just, it's out of control, that shit.
They put a fence around it.
Who did?
Council.
Shit. Sorry.
Jason pushes his rum away.
I'm off this.
What, why? You got cancer?
No, I'm just staying off it. Jesus, Lingy.
Ling drains Jason's rum.
So, did you do anything you promised?
Yeah, Sarah's good. She's doing really good,
Jason nods. Ling peels a faded coaster taped to the wall and hands it to him. Jason reads the address on the coaster.
Are you on parole?
Jason pockets the coaster.
First things first. Enter me into that.
There's a poster behind Ling advertising the Easter races with a flotilla of yachts sailing across the bay.
How? You don't have a boat.
Yes, I do.
What, that decayed heap of shit in your yard? There's a lost tribe of pygmies living in the galley.
I can fix her up.
Bullshit, you can't. You've got 4 weeks. You had that thing for 4 years before you bought the paint.
Well, this time it's gonna be different. I'm gonna fix her up and race her with Sarah, like we always said we would.
That was a lifetime ago.
Jason raises his eyebrows.
Brother, everything is different now.
Ling drains his own rum.
Why don't you take it easy first? Chill out here, meet some of the old crew, take some time to, put your life back together.
Customer arrives and eyeballs Ling.
This customer's shitting me something shocking.
Annoyed, Ling pours him a beer. Customer hands over cash.
Isn't that that chainsaw killer?
Yes. Now piss off.
Customer hurries away in fear.
I gotta buy a shirt.
Yeah. Okay. Sit down. It's good seeing you again.
Jason sits, deep in thought. Ling watches him, frowning. Interior Jason house kitchen night. All the lights in the house are on. Jason is wearing overalls and a tool belt. He stares at the wall clock. The big hand clicks onto the 10. He closes his eyes. He opens his eyes and looks around. The lights stay on. Exterior Jason house, backyard night. Jason crosses the yard and climbs up the ladder. He grabs the sanding block with both hands and, on all fours, he sands the deck. Dog joins him, sniffing too close. Jason shoves him out of the way. Exterior pier, night. The pier is old, weathered. Wooden struts sit on top of huge submerged pylons. A fisherman fishes quietly. Sarah dangles her feet over the end of the pier. She watches, mesmerized by the vast, dark sea. Street lights flicker and snake on the ripples. An old fishing boat motors past. Sarah waves and the captain waves back. Exterior Jason house, backyard, day. Jason shades his eyes from the morning sun. He looks like he hasn't slept. The entire deck has been sanded. He has rubbed the skin from his palms. Exterior Jason house, driveway, day. With a roar, the chopper accelerates out of the driveway and thunders up the suburban street. Exterior street, day. Jason revs the chopper and kicks the stand down. He wears a new shirt. Exterior Lucas house, day. A bird splashes water over the side of the fake marble fountain. Jason stands in front of the double front door. Knock. He smooths down his shirt. Door opens. He quickly hides his raw hands behind his back. Lucas, 55, wears a polo shirt with check golf slacks.
Hi.
Lucas narrows his eyes.
Can I speak to Sarah?
You?
You know who I am?
I was informed of your release.
They eye each other up.
How did you get this address? Are you aware a crime may have been committed?
Is she in?
Jason straightens his shirt. Lucas begins shutting the door.
Mate, she lives here. If you want to stand in my way, there's going to be issues.
Lucas opens the door again.
What issues exactly? You are currently trespassing. Are you wearing a monitor?
You know what? We've never actually met. I'm Jason.
Jason extends his hand. Lucas stares at it.
Why are your hands raw? What on earth have you been doing?
Look, just give her this, okay? She'll know what it means.
He hands Lucas the Easter races leaflet.
I don't think so.
Why not?
She wants nothing to do with you.
I think I have a legal right.
Actually, you have no legal rights of visitation. Those are long forfeited.
I'm not here to start anything.
Let me be clear. This stops here. You're not welcome here. You do not come here, and Sarah wants nothing to do with you.
I'm her father.
You were her father.
Lucas shuts the door. Jason stares in shock. Interior Lucas' house entrance hall day knock. Lucas enters the door.
We got off on the wrong foot. I don't want...
Lucas cuts him off.
I am now calling the police.
I just want to say hi. I haven't seen her for so...
Lucas slams the door shut. Sarah's in her nightwear. She walks from the kitchen carrying a supersized mug of breakfast tea.
Who was that?
Lucas eyeballs Sarah. Exterior Lucas' house letterbox day. Jason shoves the Easter races pamphlet into the letterbox. He removes a handwritten letter from his jacket. After a moment, he places that in the letterbox too. Exterior street day. The chopper rumbles away. Interior Lucas' house study day. Lucas is on his phone. Dressed in a suit, Sarah pokes her head in.
We can protect you if that is what you want.
Yes, please.
Lucas smiles. Sarah heads down the hall, grabbing her case.
Mike, you still there? Yeah, the specific conditions of parole, every detail. And bring all of it to the office.
Lucas listens on his phone, nodding. Exterior Jason house, backyard night. The grass has been mowed. The broken mast lies in the grass with assorted planks of rotted wood. The hole in the hull has been cleaned of loose material. Tools, paint tins, nails, and brushes are scattered around. From inside the garage comes a rhythmic thud, thud, thud. Interior Julie flat, night. Julie and Sarah are on the sofa watching TV, sharing a tub of ice cream with a single spoon. Julie laughs at something, but Sarah doesn't respond. Interior Jason house, garage, night. Thud! A boxing glove smashes into a heavy bag, shaking it on its chain. Jason's technique looks like it was learned on the street. He doesn't dance or jab. He steps into the bag with each punch and unloads brute force. Interior Julie flat, night. Julie grabs the remote and mutes the TV.
Do you want to talk?
No, it's okay.
Maybe it won't be as bad as you think.
You don't know him.
It's been nearly 15 years, babe. People change.
Do they really? Do people really change deep down? Or do they just slightly modify a couple of external behaviors?
I think people can really change. If they want to.
But even if he wanted to, Dad has this...
Sarah mimes unrestrained fury.
I've seen it.
Julie reaches for her hand. Interior Jason house, garage, night. Thud, thud, thud. Jason looks like someone practicing assault. Each blow detonates on the leather. Interior Julie flat, night. Julie holds Sarah's hand.
It was such a long time ago, Sarah.
Doesn't feel like it.
Sarah rocks gently, forward and back. Interior Jason house, garage, night. Jason's phone vibrates on the bench. He rips off a glove, grabs it, and pushes the screen, but it keeps ringing. He tries pushing a different icon.
Ah, damn it. Right. Hello?
No answer. He tries swiping an icon.
Hello?
He checks the readout and tries swiping again. Nothing. He presses the green phone icon.
Hello? I'm sorry, I'm not very good with this thing.
It's Sarah.
Jason freezes.
Hello? Can you hear me?
Sarah has the voice on speakerphone.
My Sarah?
Exterior Jason house, backyard night. Jason's eyes are like saucers.
Correctional Services supplied your number to us. Is that okay?
Exterior Chinatown day. The pie-fine archway marks the entrance to Chinatown. Stone lions stand guard and red paper lanterns drape across the precinct. Interior Chinese restaurant day. Pans clatter in the kitchen, chefs yell something in Chinese, waiters scurry back and forth. Jason sits at a table fidgeting. He reads the menu, then puts it down. He yanks down his trouser leg, covering his electronic bracelet. He watches the front door. A young woman in a business suit enters. It slowly dawns on him that this confident-looking young professional could be his daughter. He avoids eye contact. He gets up and starts walking away.
Dad?
Jason spins.
Hi.
Hi.
They check each other out for a moment.
Wow.
Jason stands in awe.
You're so beautiful. Wow, Sarah, look at you, eh?
You lost your hair.
Jason laughs. He pulls out her chair.
Sit down, sit down.
They both sit. He passes her the 20-page menu. They look back and forth from the menus to each other.
You're so beautiful. Wow, you got your mom's eyes.
Sarah smiles.
This menu's massive.
Yeah, there's so much to order.
Hard to know where to start.
They consider each other for a moment.
Been Asian since I ever held one of these. There's so much stuff that's new.
And yet everything is exactly the same.
Not for me.
Jason looks at Sarah adoringly.
You're so beautiful, Sarah.
Dad,
I'm probably gonna order something stupid.
Sarah puts down the menu.
forget this. Let's not eat.
Jason puts down his menu.
Yeah, unless it comes on a metal tray, I won't know what to do.
Sarah raises her eyebrows.
Come on. I want to show you something.
A waiter arrives. Exterior Chinese restaurant, side alley, day, continuous. Jason hurries after Sarah. She heads around to the side and walks down a graffiti-splattered alley.
I can't believe you're a lawyer now. You've done so amazingly well with yourself.
Yeah.
What's wrong?
A homeless man curls up in the corner trying to sleep.
If you don't like it, why don't you just quit? Do something you really want to do. Life's too short, Sarah. You can't afford to waste a day, and I should know.
As she walks, Sarah rummages around in her bag and pulls out a tablet.
What about sailing?
She taps on the tablet to bring up the case details.
Did a prisoner confess to you about a murder?
Why?
We need to know.
Is that why we're here?
Why did you think we were here?
Jason doesn't answer. Exterior Chinese restaurant, rear alley, day, continuous. They walk into the alley behind the restaurant. The concrete is stained and shiny with years of greasy food spills. Sarah scrolls through the tablet.
This is where the body was found.
Here? Bloody hell, whereabouts exactly?
Sarah points to a wheelie bin.
Huh.
Sarah shows Jason a photo of David.
Is this him?
Nah, he was fat. Everyone called him Fat Colin.
A Chinese chef appears from a back door and lights a cigarette. They whisper.
Why did he confess to you?
I'm warm and fuzzy and a really great listener.
Sarah rolls her eyes.
Well, we need your testimony in court.
I will do anything you ask of me, Sarah. Anything.
Thank you.
Sarah begins to walk. Jason follows.
Except this.
Why?
He was boasting about it. Like, really boasting.
He punches his hand. Sarah massages her temples.
They could put me back in. He deserved it, Sarah. Look, I'm sorry. If I'd have known it would involve you, this hasn't gone very well, has it?
Sarah leaves abruptly. Jason looks suddenly distraught. Exterior Chinatown day. Jason catches up to her.
Hey, don't you want to catch up a little?
Sarah strides on. They walk under the red lanterns.
I'm fixing up the yacht. Remember we always said we would enter the sail?
Stop! Stop! Stop!
Jason stands frozen.
Please, just stop!
I'm just saying.
Sarah shakes her head.
I'm going to do everything I can, Sarah. Everything in my power.
Why do you always have to get so angry?
I don't.
Sarah spins and marches away. Jason lets her go and walks straight into a food courier. The young man is knocked off his bike and turns to yell abuse. Jason doesn't seem to hear. Exterior city street day. Sarah stands on the footpath. She dabs her eyes with a tissue, checking to see how much makeup has come off. Her Uber arrives and she quickly hops in. Exterior liquor store day. Jason stands outside a liquor store. A couple hold the door open for him, but he hesitates. They go in. The door shuts. Jason stands, undecided. Interior liquor store day. Jason picks up a bottle of rum. It is 20% off. He turns it over in his hand. He suddenly unscrews the cap. A shop assistant, 19, watches frowning.
Hello, sir.
Jason inhales the aroma. Exterior Lucas house, pool, night. Sarah is lying on the sun lounge by the pool, reading over some case notes. The back door is shoved open with a crack.
You saw him?
Sarah does not glance up from her reading.
How did you find out?
Why did you do that? Are you okay?
Yeah, I suppose.
You know I will support you in whatever decisions you make, but is this wise?
Probably not.
Lucas kneels beside her. Sarah closes her law book.
You can't forget who he is.
I know.
Remember what he did to you. Remember what he did to that poor social worker. Remember what he did to your mother.
Sarah closes her eyes.
I don't need constant reminding all the time, Lucas.
Sarah sighs.
He's a Possible witness.
What? Which case?
Lucas stands.
My advice is to never see him alone. If you must speak to him, take a colleague along or someone from the firm or Julie or someone.
Lucas loosens his tie.
I don't need to tell you that contact with him is an obvious trigger.
You're right. Lucas strides away. As he walks, he holds his phone in his hand. Exterior Jason house, backyard night. Jason holds a hammer in his hand. He raises a cedar plank and nails it onto the ribs of the hull. Fits perfectly. He heads into the garage. 2 sawn-off shotguns fall on the grass, followed by a handgun, the Croc Boy's leather jacket, and the helmet. Jason wheels out the chopper and puts that next to mine. He pours petrol over the pile, throws a match, and watches it all burn. Black smoke ascends into the sky. Neighbor number 2 peeks over the fence. Jason smiles menacingly and the face disappears. Jason makes a phone call. While it is ringing, he notices his reflection in the side mirror of the chopper. He strokes his beard. Exterior Jason house, front yard night. Jason rubs his itchy face. His beard has been freshly shaved. Jason, Dog, and Ling stand around the chopper.
Well, well. There she is. There
Ling.
she is.
Ling tiptoes around the chopper. Moonlight glints off the chrome. He caresses the skull head light.
It's even more beautiful than I remember.
Ling strokes the teardrop petrol tank.
Look at those curves.
He runs his hand along the seat.
So full and smooth. I love the way she...
If you're gonna fuck her, Lingy, I'm not selling.
You sure?
Jason nods sadly. Ling throws a leg over and places both hands in the high handlebar.
Saw Sarah today.
Yeah? That was quick. How was she?
Ling spins the throttle in his hand.
Didn't want to know.
Give her time, brother.
Jason erupts.
Time? I've been waiting 15 fucking years. How much more time do I have to give?
Hey,
Ling hands him a wad of cash tied with a rubber band.
What's all this?
just get back on your feet.
Jason nods, grateful. Exterior Jason house, street, night later. Ropes tie the chopper to the trailer. The truck rumbles away. Dog whines as the bike disappears around a corner. They walk toward a tiny, beat-up green car parked on the road. Jason sighs and opens the door, which creaks. Dog gives Jason a quizzical look.
What?
Dog leaps in, sniffs the tiny car, and growls.
Why don't you try to embrace change in a positive way?
Dog flattens himself on the seat.
And be mindfully accepting of your surroundings, right?
Jason sits in the driver's seat. Interior tiny car, street, traveling night. Jason drives along the suburban street. He notices a dog sitting flat on the passenger seat.
See? It's not that bad.
He changes gears. They scrape and clunk. He winds down the window and Dog pushes his nose to the wind. Exterior street, night. The tiny car parks in the street. Exterior Lucas house, street entrance, night. Dog sniffs along the wall, wagging. Except for a light over the front door, the house is dark.
Now this house belongs to the world's biggest arsehole.
Jason scans the upstairs windows from left to right.
She's not in.
Dog squats in front of the driveway and walks away from a large brown pile.
Come on, in the car.
Interior exterior tiny car night. Dog leaps in, wagging. Jason leans on the steering wheel as he gets in. At the base of the steering column, a hairline crack appears and widens. Interior Lucas office day. The view from the 23rd floor stretches across the city to the bay. Lucas sits at his imposing antique mahogany desk. Mike sits opposite, looking through a tablet. They examine photos of Jason entering the Chinese restaurant, followed by Sarah.
It's all pretty minor. Association with a known criminal, Mr. Ling. Not much else. You still want me on this guy?
I want your foot on his throat, and not metaphorically.
Wow. What'd this guy do to you?
Lucas leans back in his antique leather swivel chair.
I want him back where he belongs.
Exterior suburban street day. A cheap plastic fold-up chair. Jason pulls 2 plastic fold-up chairs from a pile. Ling and Jason rummage through a hard rubbish collection stacked by the side of the road. Jason finds a life jacket. He grins.
You've got 3 weeks, bro. Your dinghy's not even seaworthy.
E of little faith.
Ling lifts out a pair of runners, sniffs them, and puts them back.
Did you say ye?
Jason checks inside a TV box.
In the old days, you would have bought the best telly on the market.
Yeah, look at me now.
Jason pulls a plasma TV from the box. The screen is cracked.
Brother, it wasn't your fault.
No?
It was because they were kitty snatchers. Those family service bastards were straight out of Chitty Chitty Bang Bang.
Yeah?
You could have just let them take her.
Jason erupts.
But where was I when she needed me? She was calling for me. She was 9, and she had done nothing wrong.
Jason quietens to a whisper.
It was all my fault.
Closes his eyes. He loads the TV chairs and the life jacket into the boot of the tiny car.
You can't keep beating yourself up.
We need dog food.
Jason closes the boot. Interior Jason house kitchen day. Dog noisily devours his food. Jason spoons more into the bowl. Knock, knock. Interior Jason house front door day. Jason opens the door to a crumpled man with a clipboard. This is Sunday morning. Interior Jason house kitchen day. Some roughly arranged flowers sit in a beer glass on the kitchen table. Jason places a mug of hot tea in front of Sandip.
Good, good, very good. And do you have employment, Jason?
No, but I volunteer at the church. I help wayward youth find the path back to salvation in God.
You do?
Sandip looks dubious.
It's so rewarding seeing the bright smiles on their little Christian faces.
Jason flashes a Hollywood smile. Sandip flips through to a page in his clipboard.
Yes, well, it is a condition. Unfortunately, though, we have been informed of something. An association with a known criminal, Mr. Ling.
That was just some grass, wasn't it?
Do you understand what the consequences of breaching are?
How did you find out all this?
Breaches can mean further incarceration.
Who told you? Are you guys following me?
Sandip sips his tea.
So this is true?
Mate, I don't care what you do, I'm not going back in.
Don't worry. This is minor. And a first offense. With this, we can show discretion.
Jason looks surprised.
We are here to help you, Jason.
Jason reflects for a moment.
I'm not volunteering at the church.
I know.
Interior Lucas house, entrance hall night. Sarah puts down her briefcase and her car keys. She takes off her coat.
In here.
Interior Lucas house, dining room night. Expensive wallpaper lines the walls while an inappropriately large chandelier dangles over the reproduction dining table. A lady sits with perfect posture in a cardigan and pearl necklace. This is Beth, 55. Lucas, Sarah, and Beth eat dinner. Beth passes Sarah the sauce boat.
So, apparently I'm off the case. They gave it to Julie.
It was in your best interest.
Lucas twirls his glass of red wine.
So you had a word with my boss.
Must we do this at this table?
When exactly was this meeting that decided what was in my best interests?
Last night.
We discussed it together last night.
You should have recused yourself.
Sarah shakes her head, furious.
For goodness sakes, we just want you to be happy.
Sarah's chair scrapes. She blows out of the room. Lucas and Beth exchange glances. Interior Lucas house, Sarah bedroom night. Sarah walks into her bedroom, annoyed. She focuses on her bookshelf, stacked with books on law. Anatomy of crime, forensic law for students, style guide for new lawyers, judgments of the appellate, etc. Exterior Lucas house, front door night. Jason shuffles from foot to foot. He holds a small blue box and another handwritten letter. The door opens.
Don't release the hounds, eh?
Why are you back here? Did I not make myself clear?
Jason holds up the small blue box.
Thought I'd wish my daughter a happy birthday.
It's not her birthday.
This is for the ones I missed.
Lucas snatches the small box and hurls it across the front yard.
Get off my property.
Jason walks across the yard and picks up the box. He notices his fist. It is clenched, the knuckles white.
Breathe in, breathe out.
Interior Lucas house, Sarah bedroom, night. Sarah hears something and goes to her window. She looks down and watches Lucas chase Jason down the driveway. Exterior Lucas house, front yard, night. Lucas catches up to Jason.
Have you any idea what it was like the first year we took in Sarah?
Jason quickens his pace.
We had to get her counseling and therapy. We had to put her on medication. Do you know the risks involved in putting a child on medication?
Jason marches on.
Did you know she was cutting?
Jason freezes. His face pales.
What?
Yes, with a razor blade. Perfect neat, crisscross patterns, up and down.
Lucas mimes cutting his arms.
You had no idea, did you?
How could I? I was inside.
You don't even know the damage you have done to your own daughter.
Suddenly Jason grabs Lucas by the collar. He lifts him off the ground.
You think you know me?
Jason hurls Lucas to the ground. Lucas lands with a thud.
You know nothing about me.
Lucas picks himself up.
I know you well enough to know I need to keep you away from my daughter.
Your daughter.
Yes! This is her home. This is where she has grown up.
Jason gets into the tiny car, crunches it into gear.
She will never be yours.
Jason drives off.
That was assault!
Lucas watches Jason's car disappear up the road. Beth and Sarah stand on the doorstep. Sarah has her hands to her mouth in shock. Interior tiny car night, traveling. Jason drives through traffic, his gaze intense. His hands shake, knuckles whiten. Pupils glaze over from pumping adrenaline. He drives without seeing, heading straight for an elderly pedestrian. Crack. The steering column mount snaps in his hands. The car speeds toward the pedestrian, who freezes. The car barrels up onto the footpath.
Christ!
Jason uses both hands to twist the steering column and swerve at the last moment. Dog slides off the seat. He brings the tiny car to a stop. The pedestrian yells abuse and keeps walking. Jason exhales.
Sorry there.
Dog looks up from the footwell.
You okay, fella?
Interior Lucas house, garage night. A handwritten label reads Sarah, 10 to 13. Lucas reaches up high and pulls down the box. He pulls out childlike drawings and some photos and lays them out across the workbench. He considers them, sipping red wine. The photos are of a child's arms, a crisscross of perfectly spaced cuts, like some kind of grisly art.
Are they mine?
Lucas immediately hides the photos. She grabs one of the drawings, huge, bloodshot eyeballs on a scribbled background.
Wow, I don't remember drawing this.
It's best that you forget.
Sarah puts the picture down and picks up another. It depicts a man falling through the air with a bloody spear through his torso.
These are all for my sessions, aren't they?
Lucas nods.
Wow. Back then I never imagined I would end up here, in a nice big house, with a nice car, working in a big law firm.
Well, it's incredible how much you've achieved.
How on earth did all this happen? I never even wanted law as a career.
You absolutely did.
Sarah puts down the drawing and sorts through the rest. They are all nightmare visions. She stops on a man surrounded by zigzags as he is electrocuted.
I don't know if I should say this.
Please.
I never felt that there was any other option.
There were always other options.
When I was at school, I had to study really hard to get into law. At uni, I had to study really hard to graduate with honors. And then I had to intern really hard at the most prestigious law firm in town. Tick, box, tick. Doing law was all you, Lucas.
I was very strict with you, I know. But look where you were.
He taps a picture. A black-haired girl is falling into a swirling, bottomless chasm.
When we took you in, it was obvious you needed clear, firm boundaries. You didn't like it. In fact, you used to fight me tooth and nail.
Sarah remembers something.
Why did you never let me apply for the Merchant Navy?
Those people? You're so much better than that, Sarah.
Sarah holds a picture up to the garage light. Sharp, jagged teeth snarl in a scribbled sky.
I reckon the reason I did so well at school was because studying hard kept away the demons.
You did so well at school because for you, school was easy. Even when you jumped a year.
Why did you hang on to all this crap?
She picks up a different, less frenzied picture. A man behind bars in the sky, and a young girl on the ground crying enormous tears.
I remember doing this one.
From one of your later sessions, I think.
No, this one I did at school for Father's Day.
Sarah lets out a long sigh and puts the drawing down.
I'm going to bed.
She heads out.
I love you.
Lucas listens out for the response.
Good night.
When he hears the response, he looks wounded. He carefully packs the drawings and photos back into the labeled box. Exterior side of the road, night. The tiny car is parked. Jason sits at the side of the road with Dog's head in his lap. He examines the blue box. The wrapping is torn. He thumbs the sticky tape across the paper. Approaching lights makes him look up. With a hiss of air brakes, the truck stops. Ling leaps down from the cabin. Ling looks into the tiny car, notes the broken steering wheel, and grimaces.
Hey, Lingy, see this car you sold me?
Ling nods nervously.
Did you ever test drive this heap of shit?
Ling makes an oops face. Exterior side of the road, night. Ropes secure the tiny car to the flatbed of the truck. Jason and Ling chat about something and point. Jason runs around the side with Dog as Ling leaps up into the cabin. Interior truck, night. Traveling. On the dashboard is a Ziploc bag of dope, rolling papers, and a lighter.
Should I mention something? Not sure if you want to know.
Jason shrugs. Ling changes gears.
Sarah came into the club a while back. She was getting hit on by these dickheads, so I went over and I told them all to piss off.
Thanks.
But later her friend joked about her dad being in prison, and Sarah said, how can that be when she didn't have a dad?
You heard her say that?
That's probably just a stupid comment at the time.
Jason watches the city float past as he scratches Dog around the arms. Interior Lucas' house bedroom, night. Beth sits in bed with a book. Lucas removes his trousers.
Why didn't you invite him in?
Don't be absurd.
You compete against him. Dueling cocks at dawn. This behavior is beneath you.
Rubbish. Sarah asked me to protect her.
Is it Sarah you're protecting or yourself?
That is the second time he's been here, Beth. He arrives unannounced, uninvited, whatever time he chooses.
He just wants to see her.
He is a sociopath with a long history of extreme violence.
Exterior Jason backyard night. Jason spreads thick brown liquid across the deck. He uses a roller to ensure a perfectly even coat. Interior Lucas' house bedroom night. Lucas gets into bed. Beth takes off her glasses.
Just let it go, for goodness sake.
Some actions are unforgivable.
And yet I forgive you.
That was before we were even married.
What about the Christmas party?
For the 100th time, nothing happened. And am I to be continually nagged about that for the rest of my life?
So, now I am observed as well as a nag.
No, I'm sorry. I just think it's time we both moved on.
Lucas hops into bed.
That woman of yours still works there.
We moved her to a different floor.
Beth frowns.
Glass houses, Lucas.
Beth returns to her book, annoyed. Lucas lies still, wide awake. He pulls silk sheets up to his neck. Interior Jason house second bedroom night. Jason sits on the edge of a single bed. The bed is unmade, just a pillow and a mattress. The small room is a girl's room. Pink wallpaper, pink curtains, pink desk. Jason lies back. The bed creaks under his weight. His brown-stained hands hang over the sides and his big feet hang over the end. He looks up at the ceiling. There is an 8-year-old's picture stuck there with tape. It is a smiling stick man and a smiling stick girl on a boat on a wavy sea. Jason smiles. He closes his eyes. Exterior mechanics, day. The wheels crunch as a tiny car is unloaded from the truck. Jason and Ling try to push it, but without steering, it doesn't budge. Jason lifts the front end and, with enormous strength, drags the car into position in the driveway.
Do I seem scary to you?
Have you seen yourself?
Jason gives the tiny car another push. Tires scrape.
I hate this bloody thing.
So why'd you sell me the bike?
I don't know. That bike's the old me, eh?
Bullshit it is.
Jason reaches into the car for water.
You ever think about the old days?
Ling laughs.
Oh yeah.
He lands Ling a bottle of water and chugs his own.
You ever think about that kid that overdosed at the festival?
Why should I? That was his fault.
He died, Lingy.
Ling shrugs.
What about those guys we nailed at the pub? Did they deserve what we did to them? I mean, we rearranged their faces forever.
Ling looks concerned.
What's up, brother?
Nothing.
Do you want something? I can get you a little skippy if you want.
Ling taps his nose.
I've been wondering about that social worker. Have you heard anything about him?
That poor bastard. He's down at the community center. Coaches now. Whoa, wait a sec. Just hang on.
Maybe I can do something for him.
Maybe you should forget the whole idea. The whole idea. Seriously.
Jason looks away, deep in thought. Ling wanders into the mechanic's office.
Hey,
Well, what are you gonna pay with?
Ling opens the door and disappears inside. Exterior community center, car park day. The tiny car drives into a community center car park. Dog has his nose to the wind. With a crunch of gears, it reverses into a space. Interior tiny car day. Jason checks the new steering column. No cracks.
stay.
Exterior community center car park day. Jason walks to the entrance and yanks open the door. There is the immediate cacophony of bouncing basketballs. Interior fitness center basketball court day. A basketball floats through the hoop. Boys 10 through 14 call out to each other and run to the opposite end, bouncing the ball and passing fluidly. A man in a wheelchair rolls up and down the sideline, yelling instructions. This is 35-year-old Tom.
Double team! Pick and roll! Pick and roll!
Jason watches. Another basket. The boys cheer.
Hi.
Tom spins his chair around.
Looks like you're building a good team here.
What are you doing here?
Tom and Jason eye each other up.
Everybody out! Now!
The boys yell and cheer as they flood out of the building. Tom and Jason wait till they're gone.
There's no way I can ever take back what happened, but if there's anything I can do.
You're asking me what you can do. What you can do. You've actually got no idea, do you?
Tom leans down and lifts his trouser leg. There is a bag taped to his leg with a tube running upwards.
See this?
Jason frowns.
I empty this every day.
Hey, look.
Do you know what sex is like for me?
I didn't come here to make a scene.
Erections are in my past. Do you understand what that is like for my wife? I don't know if you actually can you?
I don't know what to say.
I was 19. Did you have a sex life after you were 19?
Look, maybe this was a stupid idea.
Have you ever had therapy? I've had years of it. Counseling, psychologists, different drugs, every drug.
Maybe I can help you pay for that kind of thing.
Do you go out to dinner? Or to the movies? I need a ramp. I can't go just anywhere whenever I like you can. I'm strapped to this.
Tom taps the wheelchair. A boy runs in and grabs a basketball. Tom and Jason eyeball each other until the boy leaves.
I've paid a pretty high price, you know. I've paid my dues big time. And I didn't have to come here.
Well, I'll answer your question. Every time you see a movie, remember me. Every time you take a leak, remember me. Every time you have sex, remember me. Remember my life. That's what you can do for me. That.
Jason holds up his hands and lumbers off.
Everyone inside, now!
Tom wheels to the far end of the court. Interior florist, day. A white tulip is sniffed. Sarah puts it down and moves on to a white rose. She inhales the aroma. She scans the variety of flowers and bright floral displays. She considers a lily. Then she sees something. A daffodil is handed across the counter to the smiling florist, 55.
Beautiful.
For Mom, her anniversary.
The florist smiles as Sarah hands over a credit card.
I'm sure she will love it.
Sarah nods, forcing a smile. Exterior Jason house, backyard night. Jason uses a hand drill to screw in a second-hand brass stanchion. He pulls the white rope through the eyelets, building the new rail around the bow. He climbs down the ladder and heads to the tiny car. He claps his hands. Dog comes running and leaps in. Exterior crematorium, memorial wall, night. Mourners walk up and down the memorial walls in quiet reverence. Each memorial has a single vase and a brass plaque. There are hundreds of plaques. Jason lumbers along one of the plaques, carrying a yellow rose, searching. He finds the right plaque. Lynn Jane Fairbrass. He places his flower in the vase, leans forward and kisses the plaque. He shuts his eyes and bows his head. Tiny movements of his lips betray his thoughts. Hey, Jason opens his eyes. They are wet.
Sarah.
Embarrassed, he brushes a tear away.
You shaved.
Yeah.
You look younger.
Jason smiles, brushes his face again.
You visit her often?
Sarah places her yellow daffodil in the vase beside Jason's yellow rose.
Yeah, less lately. I come and talk sometimes. Helps me to think.
Jason nods.
If she were here right now, she'd be so proud. You're so beautiful and so strong.
I'm not strong.
Don't underestimate yourself.
Jason exhales.
God, I wish I could go back in time.
Interior Jason house, upstairs bedroom, night, flashback. A beautiful Asian woman with long black hair wears a bright yellow top. This is Lynn, 29. She folds the laundry into 3 separate piles on the bed. Women's clothes, overalls and working man's clothes, and small girl's clothes. She begins folding a small girl's singlet when something takes her to the window. She looks down, frowning. On the street below, 29-year-old Jason is arguing with a red-headed bikie, sitting astride a chopper. This is Silas, 50. Silas pulls up an automatic rifle. Jason puts his hand in the air. Lynn gasps. Interior Jason house, lounge, night. Dat, dat, dat. 9-year-old Sarah looks to the front door. 29-year-old Jason flies through, bullets ricocheting around him.
Down, down, get down!
He backheels the door shut and holes immediately appear in it. Bullets whiz past his ears and smash into the kitchen wall. He scrambles frantically along the floor. Sarah flattens herself, eyes wild with fear. Exterior Jason house, night. Dat, dat, dat. Bullets strafe the house upstairs. Windows shatter, wood splinters, the siding explodes. Interior Jason house, lounge, night. Jason scrambles across to Sarah and covers her. The window blows in, showering Jason in shattered glass. Dat, dat, dat. Jason puts his hands over Sarah's ears. Exterior Jason house, night. Dat, dat, dat. Bullets strafe the house downstairs. Glass shatters, frames split, pot plants explode. Bullets make a line of holes near the front door. Then there is silence. Magazine empty, Silas holds the automatic rifle at the hip. He slides the gun into the leather holster over the rear wheel. Exterior Jason house, lounge, night. Jason slowly raises his head. Exterior street, night. Emblazoned across the back of Silas's jacket are the words, Croc Boys. With a roar, the chopper accelerates up the suburban street. Interior Jason house, lounge, night. Jason stands up slowly. Glass shards shower off him. His face and hands are cut. He picks up Sarah and checks her for injuries.
You okay, princess? Are you hurt anywhere?
Sarah's eyes are wide with shock. Jason puts her down carefully and brushes her hair from her face. She is shaking.
Shh.
He holds her gently.
It's gone. It's over. He's gone.
He brings her close.
Babe?
He looks upstairs. There is no answer.
Sweetheart, you okay up there?
Interior Jason house, bedroom, night. Curtains below. Fragmented glass lies scattered across the carpet. Jason bursts into the room. Ling is stretched across the bed. Her long black hair fans out. There is a neat entry point in her forehead, but underneath, half her head has been taken away. Blood radiates out. Jason's face pales as the horror dawns. Her hand clutches the small singlet. Exterior crematorium, memorial wall, night, present. Jason stares at the plaque.
How could you steal from that man?
Jason shakes his head.
What were you thinking?
I was an idiot. I thought it would be easy.
I don't know if I should say this, but I think I have to.
I won't get angry.
I can't forgive you. I don't think I can ever forgive you.
Jason nods.
I'll never forgive myself.
Sarah rearranges the flowers.
I'm sorry, Sarah. I'm so sorry. But I can't undo it. I wish I could.
They stand together in deep thought.
If there's some way we can both, progress.
It's not going to work. None of this. I'm happy you're out, but all this? I can't go back. I can't go back to all this pain. I'm sorry.
Jason looks like his heart is breaking.
Okay.
They lock eyes.
Okay.
Sarah spins on her heels and Jason watches her walk away. Exterior crematorium, car park, night. Sarah jogs to her car, opens it quickly, and dives in. Interior sports car, night. Suddenly Sarah thumps the steering wheel. She puts her face in her hands. Exterior crematorium, chapel, night. Jason walks slowly, in a daze. He passes an open chapel. There's a casket, but the pews are empty. On a stand is a large photo of an elderly man.
Are you family, sir?
Formally dressed crematorium director 40 appears.
No.
I see.
Where is everyone?
The director raises his eyebrows.
Did he have children?
Yes. Yes, he did.
Jason looks at the empty front chapel and frowns. In the large photo, the deceased elderly man is smiling warmly. He seems kind and benevolent. Exterior Jason house, back steps, night. Jason slumps down onto the steps. He drags himself down the steps using only his arms. He drags himself across the yard and back up the steps. His hand slips and he slams down.
Ah!
He rubs his elbow. He reaches for a bottle in a brown paper bag. He takes a sniff. Suddenly he upends the bottle into his mouth. He drains half of it and sits, wild-eyed. He hurls the bottle. It smashes against the garage wall. Dog wakes. Jason strides to the yacht. He dons a mask. He flicks a button and an air compressor hums to life. With long strokes, Jason sprays white glossy paint onto the hull above the waterline. He notices a picture in crayon. It is a small stick girl on a small stick boat. He sprays over it.
Hey.
Ling stands in the backyard. Jason's old chopper parked behind him. He looks from Jason to the smashed bottle.
Is this a bad time?
Jason keeps spraying.
I've been looking everywhere and no one has a mast.
Jason keeps spray painting.
It's an old yacht, You're not going to be able to finish before the race.
Jason pulls off his mask and screams.
Shit.
Jason hurls the spray gun. With both hands, he takes a piece of decking. He tears it up, throwing it. He takes another piece and rips it free, tossing it. He tears at the yacht.
Hey, stop!
Ling runs over and grabs Jason. Jason shoves Ling backwards, sending him flying. Ling lands hard. Jason rushes to him.
You okay?
Yeah, forget it. It's nothing.
Jason helps him up.
I had a word to everyone, and they've okayed it if you want to come down and work with me. Down at the club. Pull some beers, whatever. It's pretty easy.
You got me a job?
If you want. They can't pay you, but there's paint and spare parts and, yacht stuff you might need. For free.
Thanks.
He passes Ling the silicone gun.
How's it going?
Saw Sarah at the crematorium.
Ling climbs the ladder. He lines up the gun at the seam on the cabin and squirts silicone everywhere.
How was she?
Ling grabs a rag and madly tries to wipe up the silicone before it dries.
I don't know. Not good.
Ling squeezes the silicone slowly, this time making a clean bead along the seam. He smiles proudly.
How do I make it up to her?
Ling shakes his head.
I don't know, brother.
Well, how do I get her back?
Is there something she needs?
Jason reflects, deep in thought. Interior Legal Office's reception day. Jason shovels nervously from foot to foot. The receptionist hands him the security pass. He strides through the lifts. Interior Legal Office's corridor day. Jason takes a few breaths. He knocks on the door and enters. Interior Sarah office day. Julie stands ready in front of Sarah's desk.
Thank you for coming, Mr. Fairbrass.
What's this?
Sarah has been moved from this case, and I've been asked to take your deposition.
Yeah? Well, I'm gone. Give her this for me, please.
Jason hands over a letter.
Is this your statement?
It's a merchant ship looking for crew. Across the Pacific. I know someone who knows someone.
Jason turns on his heel.
We need the statement.
I'm not risking going back into the big house for you, sweetheart. No offense.
Jason marches out the door.
I'm her girlfriend.
Julie watches the doorway. After a while, Jason ducks back in.
She's...
Yes.
For how long?
Since she was born, presumably.
No, you two...
6 months.
Wow, she's a lesbian, eh?
Last time I checked.
Jason nods.
You can tell by her lesbian walk. Are you okay with her sexuality?
Of course, yeah.
Jason gazes on the office windows opposite as they reflect the moon and clouds.
Huh.
Mr. Fairbrass, were you...
You love her?
Your testimony is a key part of our...
Are you in love?
I am.
Jason sits down on the sofa. Julie opens her laptop.
Good. Let's begin. Can you please tell me in your own words...
Do you make sure she's happy?
I do my best.
Julie sighs.
I don't know if it matters what I do. I'm not sure she even loves me. She never says it.
Stick at it. She's worth the effort.
How can you be so sure?
I know my daughter.
You didn't even know she was gay.
Jason raises his eyebrows.
Well, I can tell she hates working here. This isn't her. She's too creative for this shit.
She loves working here.
Yeah?
Jason heads to the door.
No one seems to know what object could cause such odd patterns on the deceased. If only we knew what the murder weapon was. It would be a tremendous help.
No, I'm done.
Jason walks through the door. Interior Lucas' house study, day. Beth walks through the door. She scans the shelves, searching for something. The laptop lies open. After a moment, Beth sits down and taps the mouse pad. She scrolls to a folder named Fairbrass. She clicks on the folder and a list of photos appears. She clicks on the links. Jason walking with Sarah in Chinatown. Jason talking to Ling at the yacht club. Jason working on his yacht at night. Jason standing next to Tom at the sports center. She frowns. Interior Sarah office day. Julie frowns as she gathers papers into a file. Sarah marches in.
Did he come?
We're gonna lose this, you know.
Sarah marches to the window.
Can you please talk to him?
I can't represent the firm on this case.
I mean, really talk to him. You need closure, Sarah. You can't keep carrying this enormous weight.
Sarah closes her eyes.
You can do it.
Julie passes Sarah a letter.
He left you something.
Sarah opens the letter.
Are you happy here?
Interior Yacht Club, bar, day. Jason and Ling sit behind the bar, both reading newspapers. Sandeep approaches. Neither Jason or Ling look up.
We're on break.
I'm here to see Jason.
Sandeep.
Paid employment?
Well, more an arrangement, but yeah.
I see. Well, unfortunately...
Jesus, what now?
Unfortunately, you now have a court appearance in 2 weeks.
Sandeep places a formal-looking letter on the bar.
What happened to we're here to help?
This is a second offense. My hands are tied on this. Why on earth did you make contact with the victim?
How do you keep finding out all this stuff?
You now have the opportunity to plead your case before the magistrate.
I'm not going back in.
Jason.
If the court decides on further incarceration, you will not have a choice.
Jason stands, his anger rising.
You don't really know me, do you?
Jason.
Well, jail is not the only option before the court in these matters.
Jason shakes his head.
It's not happening.
Do you know a good lawyer?
Jason and Ling exchange a glance. Interior Lucas' office, day. Lucas focuses on the screen as he types away. Interior office tower lobby, day. Modern sculptures surround the indoor water feature in the corporate lobby. Jason strides across, still wearing his paint-spattered overalls. He presses up. He keeps pressing repeatedly until the lift doors open. Interior Lucas' office, day. Lucas types. The door is shoved ajar. Startled, Lucas reaches for the phone, but Jason is too fast. Jason grabs the receiver, moves the phone away, and throws down a letter. Lucas pulls back.
This was you, wasn't it?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Jason leans in. His whisper is menacing.
Stay out of my shit, and I'm not joking, eh?
Lucas stands behind his chair.
Your bikie gang? They used to deal drugs, didn't they?
What? What are you talking about?
You were the enforcer, weren't you? The so-called muscle?
You can't talk. You lot were our best customers.
Absolutely not.
You lawyers were a gold mine. You probably knew Silas personally, didn't you? Did some deals, eh?
Lucas walks around the desk.
I have never heard of him. 2
security guards, 20 through 30, burst into the room. Lucas holds up a hand. Jason's teeth clench. He widens his stance.
Ah, there it is, the old enforcer.
Jason eyeballs the guards. He bristles.
This unfettered anger of yours. This is who you really are, isn't it?
Breathe in, breathe out.
You have failed the community. You failed your wife, you failed your daughter. You do not deserve freedom.
The guards move in. Jason loads up his fists.
Come and get it.
Jason is about to take out a guard when
Lucas,
Beth has entered the office. Jason stops. The guards stop.
what's going on?
Ah, hello, dear.
Beth approaches Jason and offers her hand. The guards stand back.
We have not been properly introduced. I am Beth.
Jason accepts her hand, shaking with adrenaline.
It's good to meet you. Finally. I was hoping you might come over for some tea one day.
That would be nice.
We would love to have you.
Jason nods.
Good. Lucas, I will wait downstairs. There is something I'd like to discuss.
Lucas nods and Beth leaves.
Thank you
Beth turns.
for doing such a great job with Sarah.
Well, that is kind of you to say. But we don't say gratitude or thanks for being a part of Sarah's life. It's a privilege, and Sarah is our reward.
Beth smiles and leaves. Lucas stands, agitated and angered. He waves the security guards from the room.
Shall I bring cake?
My wife means well, but she only sees the good in people. She doesn't see what some men truly are.
Well, that's obvious. She married you.
Do not come between us.
Between who?
You represent the darkest time in Sarah's life. If you truly loved her,
Jason raises his eyebrows.
you would allow her this hard-won happiness. My advice to you is, let her go.
Yeah?
Don't do this for me, or for yourself. Do this for Sarah. It is the right thing to do.
Jason thinks for a moment.
I'm gonna go with strawberry cheesecake. Haven't had that for ages.
Jason ducks through the door. Suddenly angered, Lucas sweeps files from his desk. Interior cafe, day. Coffee cup sweep past. A waiter hurries to a table, carrying coffees on a tray. Patrons sit in the cafe, chatting, eating, and drinking. Beth sips her latte.
This is obsessive behavior.
Lucas sips his black coffee.
Is that your professional diagnosis, doctor?
You need to stop this immediately.
I'm not obsessed. I'm simply making sure Sarah is safe.
You hired an investigator.
You've been looking through my laptop.
You are seriously going to get defensive about your privacy? You are keeping secrets from your wife.
I was not keeping secrets. It was simply that you did not need to be involved.
Lucas finishes off his black coffee.
If it concerns Sarah, it concerns me.
He is not who you think he is.
He has paid his debt.
15 years? It's nothing. That social worker is disabled for life.
Why are you so determined to cling on to the past?
I do not want him near her.
Beth finishes her latte.
You made a mistake, Lucas. A terrible mistake.
Oh, for God's sakes, not this again.
She loved her father and had a right to see him.
In jail? With all the other prisoners? Have you been inside those places?
What harm could one visit have done? One visit.
Every single one of her specialists said it would be detrimental.
I want you to talk to Sarah about what you're doing. It's about time we listen to what she wants.
Beth gathers her phone and her purse.
And if you don't, I will.
Exterior Jason house, driveway night. Jason shoulders a new white sail. It flexes as he walks to the yacht. Exterior Jason house, backyard night. The sail thumps into the ground. Jason examines the yacht. The underside and keel have been given a fresh coat of bright cherry red. The new brass stanchions gleam, strung together with fresh white rope. The cabin roof still needs repair, and there is still no mast. Ling arrives, dragging the mainstay and forestay. Interior Jason house, kitchen night later. Ling and Jason are filthy and soaked in sweat. Ling opens the fridge door. It is full of fresh fruit, vegetables, and chicken. The door is lined with water, juices, and vitamin drinks.
Why don't you have anything to drink?
Ling examines a bottle of almond milk with disgust.
Is this a food or a beverage?
Jason sits at the kitchen table and sorts through a pile of unopened letters. Warning, final notice, arrears, 14 days, final warning. He opens one and reads the fine print.
What am I gonna do about all this shit, Lingy?
Ling sits down.
Are they even allowed to charge you for all these back taxes and fines and shit?
Ling flicks through the bills.
Don't ask me.
Maybe that's why council put up the fence.
I thought that was because you didn't mow.
Ling reads through the fine print.
Bloody hell. It's a shitload of moolah. Didn't you organize this before you went in?
I always left the financial stuff up to Lynn.
Jason sighs. Ling passes him some white powder in a small baggie.
What are you doing?
On the house.
Are you mad?
Jason grabs the baggie and empties it down the sink. He turns the tap on full and watches the powder swirl away.
Hey, that's $200 there.
Jason turns off the tap.
Next time I'll bring baking powder.
Lingy, if this is the kind of shit you're gonna do, I don't want your help.
He looks out the back window. He checks right and left, but there is no one.
Okay, my bad.
Jason flops back down. He flicks through the letters.
So, how you getting on?
You know, it's an adjustment. There's no routine anymore.
Hallelujah for that.
It's this hole, this big hole. By now I should have memories of Sarah learning to ride a bike and going on a first date and graduating from high school and getting all dressed up for the first time in a ball gown, looking beautiful for prom night, and teaching her how to drive and helping her get her first job and helping her move all her furniture into her first flat. There's a lifetime of memories I won't have and never will.
It was disgusting what they did to you. Fuck them. Fuck every one of them.
Dog wanders in from the lounge and gets a scratch behind the ears. He settles down at Jason's feet.
How come you stopped coming in?
Hillside's hours from here, brother.
You know how many visitors I had in the last 10 years?
1 a week?
2 in total.
Ling grimaces.
Things get magnified in there. Even a small visit becomes everything to you, you know?
I'm sorry. I didn't realize.
Forget it.
Jason walks outside. Exterior Jason house, backyard night. Jason scans the night sky. Ling joins him.
The worst part wasn't being in. It was up here.
Jason taps his temple.
I would think about things I did, things I wish I'd done different, things I never should have done, over and over, all day and all night. I had this movie of guilt and shame and regret playing in my head on non-stop repeat.
They're out now.
Not all of me.
Sarah will come around.
What makes you so sure?
You two have something that can't be broken.
What?
Her mom.
Jason nods, deep in thought.
Look, this is not a good time, but there's bad news. I think you'll have to sell.
The house?
Jason starts pacing, agitated. Ling watches Jason's rage build.
Well, what else are you gonna do? Rob a bank?
Jason spins into the garage. Thud, thud, thud. Ling listens to the heavy bag being punished. He strolls to his truck. Interior Jason house, garage night. Jason destroys the bag. He punches, bare-knuckled. Thud, thud, thud. As he punches, he strips the skin from his hands. Soon the leather is smeared in shiny red. He keeps punching. Thud, 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 thud. Interior train carriage day, traveling. Da, 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 da. The train duplicates the rhythm of the punching bag. The handsome male commuter gives up his seat for Sarah, smiling a flirtatious smile. She smiles her thanks and sits, deep in thought. He discreetly checks her out. Exterior crematorium, Memorial Avenue, day. Jason lies asleep against the wall under the Lynn Jane Fairbrass plaque. His bloodied hands rest on his knees. His hoodie is pulled down over his face. A cleaner prods him with a broom. Jason waits. Exterior train station, day. A corporate crowd disgorges from the station. Sarah walks, absorbed by the peak hour throng. Exterior legal offices, day. Sarah nears the entrance.
Sarah!
She spins. Jason is the only person standing still. He looks tired and disheveled, still wearing his hoodie.
Why are you here?
I'm sorry, but I need to talk.
Sarah walks on.
Wait, please.
Sarah enters the rotating glass doors.
I'm gonna lose the house.
Sarah continues around and re-emerges.
I need your help.
Exterior park, day. New trainers scratch the sandy path. Sarah is in fitness gear, jogging around the park. Beside her runs Julie. They are both sweaty and breathing hard.
Dad showed up. At work.
Are you okay?
Sarah keeps jogging. Julie watches her, concerned.
Yeah, I'm okay.
They keep jogging.
I found a nice apartment today.
Sarah listens, sweating, breathing heavily.
It would be big enough for both of us. It's close to here, so we could run every day.
Move in together?
Yeah. What do you think? It's been 6 months.
They jog for a little more.
Would you like to?
Sarah doesn't answer right away.
It's got a brand new kitchen.
Jules, I don't want to disappoint you.
What's wrong?
I don't think I can.
Julie looks confused. They both swerve out of the way of an oncoming cyclist.
It comes with free foot massages every night.
I don't think I'm ready.
What are you talking about?
Julie stops, heaving.
You've been having a relationship with me. Inspo facto, you're already ready.
Sarah walks in circles, getting her breath back.
What's going on?
I don't want to say...
For God's sake, just say it.
I've been holding back.
Sarah slugs her water.
Why? We connect, we hang out, we support each other, have sex, good sex.
Sarah glances nervously at an elderly man sitting on a nearby bench. Julie lowers her tone.
Is there something wrong I'm doing?
Sarah shakes her head. She walks in the opposite direction.
Where are you going, Sarah?
Sarah keeps walking.
We have something.
Sarah turns.
I know.
Then fight for it. Fight for us.
I'm sorry.
Julie doubles over, trying to get her breath back. Exterior Jason house, front yard, day. Jason squirts putty into the bullet holes around the door frame. He smooths it flush with a spatula. He stretches himself into a yoga tree pose, balancing shakily on one leg.
Mr. Fairbrass?
Jason gets a fright, loses balance, and catches himself.
Christ, don't you ever stop working?
Sandeep hands him a letter.
Unfortunately, today I'm just the messenger. It appears you have enemies.
Sandeep leaves and walks back to his car. Jason reads the letter, furious. He hurls the paperwork across his yard. Dog drops a chewed-up tennis ball at his feet.
No.
Dog wags.
No.
Dog looks up pleadingly. Jason picks up the ball.
You know you're addicted, right?
Dog wags.
So why don't you just choose not to act on your thoughts?
Dog wags.
Just let your thoughts flow away like leaves on a stream, okay?
Jason hurls the ball down the driveway. Dog immediately sprints after the ball.
Yeah.
He slams the wall. The putty falls and crashes to the ground. Interior Lucas' house, study night. Lucas is watching the news on an enormous TV. Sarah pops her head in, carrying a box. Her hairdryer is visible amongst other personal items. Hey.
Hi. How was your day?
Lucas flicks off the TV.
Broke up with Julie.
She holds up the box as evidence.
Oh. Oh no. I'm sorry to hear that.
Sarah shrugs.
I feel like I should be an expert at these by now.
Just remind yourself you've survived before. You will survive again.
Yeah.
And it's not your fault. You just haven't found the right person yet.
Yeah, but the common denominator appears to be me.
Absolutely not. It just takes time to find the right person.
Great.
Would you like to head down to the beach house this weekend?
Yeah. Yeah, I think I need to clear the head.
Good. I'll get the cleaners in.
He smiles. Sarah sighs and heads on. Exterior Jason house, backyard, night. The damaged deck has been repaired. Cabin roof has been repaired. Jason finishes screwing the new brass windscreen into place. He jumps down. He walks to the transom and picks up a small tin of gloss black paint. With a fine brush, he paints the first letter, S. It looks terrible. He uses a cloth to rub it out and starts again. Exterior pier, night. Sarah dangles her feet over the edge. She watches the moonlight flicker and snake across the sea. She scans from left to right, checking the join of the dark sea to the starry sky. Her phone rings. It displays the name Julie with her photo as background. She doesn't answer. A text comes through. We found him. followed by a mugshot of 35-year-old Colin. Sarah flicks her phone off. Interior Jason house, stairs night. Looking exhausted, Jason ascends the stairs. Interior Jason house, second bedroom, night. The single bed creaks as Jason lowers himself into it. He exhales and closes his eyes. Dog circles around and lies down at the foot of the bed. Exterior suburban street, day. Neighbor hurries past Jason's house, bouncing Michael in his carrier. Sarah's sports car pulls up. Interior sports car, day. Sarah sits, watching her old house. She scans the house, the front gate, front door, and the upstairs bedroom window. She unbuckles her seatbelt. Exterior Jason house, backyard, day. Sarah looks gobsmacked. Despite having no mast, the yacht is beautiful. She wanders around it, feeling along the shiny hull. Hello? No answer. She runs her hand along the varnished prow. Hello? The back door bangs open as Jason emerges in shorts. He looks like he just woke up.
So I came about the house. What's going on?
Jason rubs his eyes.
You have to go. There's an intervention order.
Dog comes running straight at her.
Hello there.
Sarah kneels down and pats him.
A family violence intervention order?
I'm not allowed within 100 meters of you. If I bump into you on the street, I have to cross the road. If you phone me, I have to hang up. I'm not even allowed to hear your voice.
Who did that?
Lucas. Guess we're no longer besties.
He never discussed doing that with me.
Sarah looks annoyed. Dog nuzzles in.
What's your name?
He's a stray. I just call him Dog.
Sarah rubs his ears.
You have to go, Sarah. There are big consequences for breaching.
Sarah gets up and walks around to the stern. She reads the name on the transom. Sarah.
She's in the race next weekend, like we always said.
I was just a kid back then.
Sarah, the idea of sailing her with you was the only thing that kept me going. The whole time I was inside.
Sarah looks into his eyes as the meaning of that dawns.
What was it like inside?
It's like a lifestyle choice, but a shit one. We really can't do this.
Sarah paces.
That first day, God, it's like I've been cursed with a good memory.
It's pretty fresh for me, too.
You know, when they placed me, I hated Lucas. I hated Beth. Hated them. Hated my teachers. Hated everyone. But you know what? They loved me. They supported me. They were there for me. And they were there for me when I needed them.
Sarah, I never meant to hurt you.
But you did. So much.
Jason looks wounded.
I blamed myself, of course. I thought I must be a terrible person to deserve such pain.
Sarah dabs her eyes with a tissue.
And now I'm crying. I knew this would bloody happen.
I'm doing everything I can for this.
Jason points to the tiny car in the driveway.
Look what crap I drive.
What are you talking about? A car? You think a stupid car makes any difference?
Sarah slumps down on the back porch.
I'm so tired. I'm so tired of all this shit.
Jason sits down beside her. She looks like something has snatched her spirit. She rocks subtly forward and back. Jason reaches around her shoulders. Uncomfortable, she immediately stands. Sarah looks at the yacht.
I never thought you'd finish it.
Not finished yet.
You planked that hole with cedar?
And epoxy.
Then sheathed it?
You do have a good memory.
Sarah shrugs.
The trouble with her is I neglected her. I left her out here to get rained on and rot away in rust. She still hasn't forgiven me.
She might find it hard.
There's still a missing piece. The mast. Can't sail without a mast. Can't go anywhere without that.
It's somewhere.
I've been looking everywhere and I can't find one. Right now, I don't know what else I can do.
They look into each other's eyes.
I'll never stop looking.
I know.
They consider each other for a moment. Sarah heads to the driveway.
Hey, Julie seems nice.
Well, we broke up.
Oh, I'm sorry. Are you okay? Do you want to talk?
Sarah shakes her head.
The very last thing I want to hear is that it's not me, it's her, and all the rest of the cliches. So no, thanks.
Well, I was gonna apologize.
Why? It had nothing to do with you.
Yes, it did. I taught you at a very young age that if you love someone, they can be snatched away like that.
Jason snaps his fingers.
I also taught you that people you loved could be angry and rage and destroy lives.
Jason sighs.
I taught you to be scared of your own father, and I taught you to be scared of love. I filled you with so much fear. I don't know how you keep going, and yet you do. Every day, you say you're not strong. You're the strongest person I know.
Sarah covers her mouth and bursts into tears. Jason takes a tentative step towards her.
So, I apologize.
Sarah cries as she walks away. Jason watches her get into her car. Suddenly, he runs across the road to her, but the sports car accelerates away. Jason stands in the middle of the road watching it disappear. Interior sports car day, traveling. Sarah gasps as she drives. Tears stream down her face. Her phone rings. Her car announces the call with an electronic voice.
Phone call from Judy. Accept or decline.
Sarah tries to get her breath back.
Accept or decline. Accept or...
Decline!
Sarah flicks off her Bluetooth.
Sorry, Jules.
She slows down and indicates. She checks for traffic and turns. Interior legal offices, Luca's office, night. From the 23rd floor, the city lights sparkle and bounce off the buildings. A finger scrolls through several photos of Jason standing on the road as Sarah's sports car speeds away. Lucas sits at his imposing desk. Mike sits opposite. They scroll through the photos together.
He's going back in. We got him.
Lucas shakes his head, angered.
She voluntarily entered the property. He will argue it.
What about the breach with the wheelchair guy?
The local magistrates can be lenient.
What about the assault in Hillside?
Circumstantial. His word against a murderer.
Lucas sighs.
We don't have enough.
Lucas reaches for his phone. Exterior caravan park, caravan night. A filthy chopper rests on its stand. A leather holster sits over the rear wheel. The bike is shaded by a tarpaulin tied with rope to the sides of a small grinding caravan. From inside, a phone rings. Interior Lucas' house, bedroom night. Beth unbuttons her blouse.
What about next weekend? Perhaps a Sunday afternoon?
I am not having him in this house.
Oh, for goodness sakes. You don't have to befriend him. Just tolerate him.
Lucas walks into the ensuite. He shuts the door.
What about somewhere neutral? Giovanni's.
Interior Lucas' house, bedroom, ensuite night. Lucas leans on the basin. He stares at his reflection in the mirror.
Lucas?
Interior Lucas' house, bedroom, night. Beth frowns.
You're her father. Nothing can change that.
Interior Lucas' house, bedroom, ensuite night. Lucas's dark eyes stare back. He screws his eyes shut. He checks his tie. There's a perfectly symmetrical Windsor knot. He tears it off. Interior Jason house, bathroom day. Jason tears his tie off. He looks in the mirror as he tries again and again to knot his tie. He decides to leave it loose and crooked with the top button undone. Exterior Jason house, front door. The front door shuts as Jason heads to the tiny car. He gets out his keys. He freezes. A red-headed bikie sits astride a chopper. This is 65-year-old Silas.
Long time no see.
Silas.
Been doing up the place. Looks pretty good.
Jason looks to the gun holster over the rear wheel. It is empty.
What do you want?
Thought I'd drop by. Say hi to the old mucker.
You get off that bike and you're a dead man.
Silas laughs, which becomes coughing and spluttering.
Touchy, touchy. There's a delivery coming, dickhead.
Silas gets off the bike. Jason bristles.
You need money for the house, yeah?
How do you know that?
I've heard.
Lucas spoken to you, hasn't he?
Well, we've known each other for a long time.
So, he was the prick lawyer who got you off.
Our relationship has been mutually beneficial. But this one is easy money, just like the good old days.
Silas walks toward him.
Don't come near me.
Silas keeps walking.
Where are you gonna live if you lose his house? You got anywhere else to go? Don't be an idiot. I'm trying to help you, yeah?
Last time I saw you, you weren't that helpful.
You stole the shipment. What did you think I was gonna do? Shake hands and make up?
But what you did...
I delivered a message is what I did. Do not fuck with the man. Message delivered. Simple.
Jason shakes his head in disbelief.
Look at you. The old Jason wouldn't stand here bitching and moaning. When did you become such a pussy?
You get a lot of free time in jail.
Silas gets into Jason's face and speaks quietly.
Take the job. Keep the house. Live happily ever fucking after.
Right now, there would be nothing easier for me than to smash a low life like you in the next week. I reckon it would be the most pleasurable thing in the world, eh?
Silas widens his stance.
Yeah.
Jason raises his hand and whistles. Dog comes running and leaps into the car. Jason walks around to the driver's side.
Guess I'll have to find my fun somewhere else.
You think you're better than me? I know you. You're an angry bastard who does bad shit to people. You and me, we're exactly the same.
We're not the same. You're living in the past, doing the same old shit, with nothing and no one. I've got a reason to live.
Jason gets into his car and reverses. Interior tiny car day traveling. As Jason drives, he watches Silas double over coughing. He gives Dog a pat. Interior court entrance day. Jason places his old watch, wallet, and mobile phone in a plastic tray which is passed through a metal detector. Julie stretches out her arms as a security guard runs a wand over her.
We will protect you. We won't just feed you to the wolves.
Yeah? Well, whatever happens, I'm not letting them put me back in.
Trust us.
You know the most important thing I learned in jail?
Jason stretches his arms out for the wand.
When it feels like everyone has left you and given up on you and you're sick of your heart aching and it feels like the night will never become day, it's the people you love that keep you going. If you're lucky enough to have someone to love, hold on.
The security guard motions them through.
Was that about the case or me and Sarah?
Jason collects his things. Interior court day. Ling and Sandeep sit in the gallery. Behind them, a group of school children take notes. Julie and David watch from the defense table. David reaches for a glass of water with his crucifix hand. An assistant watches from the prosecution table. A female judge, 60, presides. Jason fidgets in the dock. Lucas paces the floor.
You testified that a man you met in jail confessed to the crimes of which the defendant is accused. Is that correct?
Yes.
Did you intimidate this man?
Nope.
Lucas takes a sheet of paper from the prosecution desk.
Shortly after you spoke to him, he ended up in the prison hospital with multiple severe facial fractures.
Clumsy, I guess.
Well, soon we will ask him for his version of events.
Lucas indicates an overweight man sitting at the back. Colin, 35, glowers at Jason. Jason waves.
We notify the court that we will be proceeding with charges against this witness for assault and battery.
Lucas passes a document to the clerk, 20.
Noted.
Sandeep scribbles something on a pad. Jason eyeballs Julie, who signals with both hands, don't worry.
I understand your daughter was removed from your custody?
Relevance?
Character, Your Honor.
The judge nods.
She was, yeah.
And in fact, that day, Family Services arrived with 4 members of the local police force. Why was that?
I was behind on my subscription to Police Force Weekly. They hate it when you get overdue.
Ling bursts out laughing and then quickly stops himself. Sandeep frowns at him.
You are under oath, sir.
Because I had a record.
Jason notices Sarah enter the courtroom. She takes a seat beside Sandeep and Ling.
What kind of father were you?
Thin ice, counsel.
Before she was removed from your custody, was your daughter getting the care she deserved?
Jason locks eyes with Sarah.
She deserved better.
Family Services note that you were frequently intoxicated.
I was hitting the hard stuff pretty bad. It was no good for Sarah to see me like that.
Jason sighs.
They were right to take her.
Would you say you're a violent man?
I'm more the sensitive type. I cried during Toy Story.
Lucas returns to the prosecution desk to check his notes.
Would you lie for your daughter?
Definitely.
You say you're not a violent man when your actions prove otherwise. You admit you are not much of a father. You even admit you are a liar. Would you say that this is a fair summation of your character?
Well, yeah, but I'm really good with my hands.
Sarah rolls her eyes.
Please tell us, Mr. Fairbrass, why the court should believe any part of your testimony.
Because Fat Colin over there told me he beat the kid to death with a steel strainer. For those giant pots of noodles, the gay kid was the kitchen hand. Fat Colin used to bully him every shift. A quick punch in the ribs when no one was looking, shit like that. But one night the kid stood up for himself, and so during Smokey-O, Fat Boy took him with that massive strainer. 12 blows. You have a coroner's report you can check?
Jason eyeballs Colin, who stares back defiantly.
He put the strainer back in the kitchen, kept using it like nothing happened.
Colin shifts in his seat.
It's probably still there, if you want to go look. Anything you want to add, old mate?
Jason eyeballs Colin, who avoids his gaze. Ling grins, Sandeep frowns. Julie double-checks something in her notes. Lucas gives his assistant a searing look. Judge nods to the clerk, who immediately leaves.
Counsels?
The judge beckons, and both counsels walk forward. Lucas gesticulates, arguing about something. The clerk leads 2 security guards, 30 through 50, into the court, who sit either side of Colin. Julie and Lucas return to their seats. Jason scans the court for Sarah, but she has gone. The judge bangs her gavel. Everyone stands as the judge retires to her chambers. David claps his crucifix hands together and prays to God. Lucas slams his briefcase shut. Julie packs files into her briefcase. Interior Lucas' house kitchen, day. Chill-out music fills the kitchen. Sarah unpacks a bag of groceries. She puts the fish and vegetables in the fridge. Lucas walks in.
Congratulations.
That born-again hypocrite we defend sickens me.
Well, the case is not over yet, but yes, your firm had a very good day.
Lucas goes to the wine rack, opens a bottle of red wine, and pours himself a glass. Sarah unpacks her loose-leaf teas and puts them in the cupboard.
I handed him my notice today.
What?
Please don't get angry.
Sarah unpacks some dried herbs.
Why on earth would you do that?
She puts the herbs in the herb rack.
This is his doing, isn't it?
I don't think it's really me, this career of moral expedience.
After all I've done, the tutoring, the internship, I've called in favors.
Stop yelling.
Sarah puts the gluten-free muesli in the cupboard.
How can you do this? How can you take a life so full of promise and just waltz away from it?
Sarah puts quinoa in the fridge door.
My advice is to take a moment here and really consider the consequences.
There's something else. I don't want to say this, but
She rolls up the empty grocery bags.
he wants me to crew his yacht with him.
What? Tomorrow? In the race tomorrow? You cannot possibly be considering doing that. It will be against the law for a start.
I had your order withdrawn. Why didn't you discuss that with me?
It was there to protect all of us.
Well, it's done.
You will not sail with him, Sarah. I forbid it.
Sarah and Lucas lock eyes. Sarah leaves.
We were supposed to be going to the beach house.
Gulps down the wine. Interior Lucas' house, Sarah bedroom, day. Sarah stares in the mirror. She runs her fingers through her long black hair. She scrolls on her phone to Julie, with Julie's photo as background. She watches it ring. Exterior Jason house, backyard, day. Jason walks around the yacht. He runs his fingers over the repaired hole in the hull, feels along the freshly painted keel, pulls on the new rope linking the stanchions at the bow, climbs the ladder. Dog follows. He feels along the repaired cabin, pushes against the new windscreen, runs his hand over the newly varnished deck. On his knees, he examines the hole in the middle of the deck. He fingers the bolt holes for the mast collar. He takes position and mimes pulling ropes, adjusting the tiller, sailing. He slumps down onto the deck. He suddenly bursts into tears. He screws his eyes shut, but the tears flow. His shoulders heave. Dog crawls over and rests his head in Jason's lap. Jason pats Dog as he cries. There's a knock at the front door.
Piss off.
Hello?
We're not Christians.
Jason strokes Dog. A lady appears in the driveway holding a sheaf of posters. This is Chantal, 45.
Excuse me?
Dog suddenly runs down the ladder and hurls himself at Chantal, bouncing up and down, spinning and barking.
Oh, damn boy, damn boy.
Dog keeps leaping up to lick her face. Chantal laughs.
Oh, hello, Blackie.
Dog barks.
How did you find him?
Jason steps down the ladder. Dog slurps Chantal's face. She laughs and gives him a cuddle.
You know, he's been missing for weeks. I've been putting up these posters everywhere.
Chantal hands Jason one of her lost dog posters.
There's a reward.
No, it's okay.
Please. I feel I should give you something.
No, it's okay.
Chantal nods. Jason forces a smile. Chantal, Dog, and Jason walk down the driveway. Exterior street, day. A four-wheel drive is parked on the street. Chantal opens the four-wheel drive door and Blackie jumps in.
Well, if there's anything I can do...
Jason shakes his head.
Thank you so much for taking care of him.
To be honest, it was the other way around.
Jason watches Dog spinning excitedly on the back seat. Chantal hops into four-wheel drive. She flashes Jason a smile as she turns the ignition.
You've been very kind. Thank you again.
Jason shrugs. He watches Dog push his nose to the wind as the four-wheel drive speeds off. He wanders back down the driveway. Exterior Jason house, backyard, day. Jason eyes something in the grass. He bends down to pick up the chewed tennis ball. He throws it. It bounces off the hull and lies in the grass, still. Interior Julie flat, corridor, day. Sarah stands shakily, holding a bouquet. Julie stands in her doorway, arms crossed.
I've never had a relationship longer than 6 months. As soon as it starts getting serious, I break it off.
Sarah takes a step forward, but Julie doesn't budge.
I have all this fear that if I let myself love someone, I'll get hurt again.
I know.
Then why did you put up with me for so long?
Well, I had this ridiculous hope that I'd be the first chick you'd let yourself trust.
Sarah's taken aback.
Can I please come in?
You left me, Sarah.
Sarah gets teary.
If I could just...
So we can start over again? Just like that?
I just want to...
Why would I do that? Why would I devote my time and my soul to a person that cannot commit?
Everyone deserves a second chance.
What a hypocrite. Are you listening to yourself? Did you ever give anyone else a second chance? Did you give your father a second chance?
Sarah proffers the bouquet. Julie shuts the door. Interior Julie flat, day.
I'm sorry!
Julie's eyes moisten. Interior Julie flat, corridor day. Sarah leans the bouquet against the closed door. She walks slowly away, step by step. Tears flow as she descends the stairs. Exterior Jason house, backyard day. Jason sits on the back stairs, squeezing the chewed-up tennis ball. He stares at the yacht and sighs. Ling's truck whines as it pulls up. Ling runs into the yard, grinning from ear to ear.
What?
On the trailer is a second-hand wooden mast.
No way.
Jason eyeballs Ling.
How the hell did you find one?
He leaps up onto the trailer and feels along its length. He checks the mount plate.
I'm a drug dealer, moron. I'm better connected than Facebook.
It'll fit. It's perfect,
Jason walks around the mast, hurriedly releasing the ties.
Hey, you're gonna make it, brother. You're gonna make it.
Jason nods, his eyes moistening. Jason reaches down. Ling grabs his hand and Jason hauls him up onto the tray. Together, they tear the mast free. Interior sports car day. Sarah pushes the start button. The engine revs to life. She checks the mirror. Tap, tap. It is Julie, arms folded tight across her chest in the cold. Sarah lowers the side window.
If you're lucky enough to have someone to love, hold on.
Interior sports car day. Sarah leaps out of the car, runs around, and holds Julie as if she will never let go. Interior Lucas house, garage night. Lucas slips through a photo album. Sarah in school uniform, Sarah in her prom dress, Sarah holding an L plate, Sarah in mortarboard and academic gown, Sarah in business clothes, beaming in front of a city building. He smiles, sadly. Exterior Jason house, backyard night. The new mast stands tall, attached at both ends by taut stays. The mainsail is rolled around the bottom. The headsail is furled around the forestay. Jason gesticulates as Ling reverses the truck into the yard. He forces boards under the sunken trailer wheels. He attaches the trailer to the tow bar and signals a thumbs up. With a whine, the diesel engine yanks the trailer forward. The yacht wobbles. Ling drives the truck forward. The trailer wheels emerge from the mud, and the yacht leans over at a precipitous angle. Jason runs forward and pushes against it. He keeps leaning. Jason keeps pushing. Ling keeps driving. The inside wheels of the trailer lift, and the yacht rights itself. The yacht wobbles its way up the driveway. Exterior Jason house, front yard night. Ling jumps down from the cabin, grinning. Jason picks him up and spins him round, grinning from ear to ear.
Mr. Fairbrass?
Senior Constable Grimes, 40, and Constable Valetti, 25, walk into the yard. Behind them, a police car is parked on the street.
Can't you lot leave me alone?
We need you to come with us.
Is this about the intervention order?
Nope, it's about the assault.
Fat Collins? Are you taking the piss?
Stop right there. Don't say anything that might incriminate yourself. You are being recorded.
You don't remember me, do you?
Should I?
15 years ago?
You one of the trigger-happy cops with a taser?
Didn't bring the taser.
Grimes draws his handgun.
Right, let's stop this right now. Let's just take this down a notch.
Jason advances on Grimes. Valetti immediately draws his handgun.
Stop! Stop where you are! Brother, for God's sake, do as they say.
Jason stands still, fuming. 2 handguns point at his face.
Sit down! Sit down on the grass, now! Do as they say.
This yacht is in the race tomorrow. We need to get it down to the docks.
Ling steps backward.
I repeat, sit down now!
I'm not aiming for the body.
Why the fuck did you have to come tonight?
Do you want to be shot?
I can't go back in.
With a bang, Grimes shoots in the air. He re-aims at Jason's face.
I can't.
You've got a daughter, right? What would she want you to do? Right now. What would she want you to do?
Jason closes his eyes and takes a deep breath.
Jason.
He suddenly turns, holding his hands behind his back. Valetti clicks on the cuffs. Ling watches as Jason is escorted to the police car. The doors slam, and the police car accelerates away. The finished yacht sits in the driveway, gleaming. The new mast shoots up high above the roofline. Interior Lucas' house, garage, night. Lucas is on the phone, listening intently. He ends the call and hurries out. The photo album is left open at a photo of Lucas and Sarah at a restaurant, arms around each other, laughing. Interior, police station, interview room, night. Jason sits, fidgeting. The room is empty except for a table and 2 chairs. Valetti enters with a cup of tea and a foam cup and leaves. Jason picks it up with his handcuffed hands and takes a sip. Grimes enters with Lucas.
Why is he here?
Representation. You exercise your right to decline.
No, wait, I want to hear what this prick has to say.
Grimes leaves. Jason eyeballs Lucas.
I suppose you're used to all this by now. A loss of liberty, walls without windows.
Lucas sits.
What do you want?
This is who you are. Accept it. Live your life in this world. Stay away from Sarah and never come back.
You've been on this piss, Lucas?
It is the right thing for you to do.
But I've been invited for afternoon tea, remember?
Lucas tenses, a rage building. He explodes.
You will never take her from me.
Is that what this is about? I'm not trying to take her from you.
Look at yourself. You can offer her nothing.
Then why are you so scared?
Lucas doesn't answer.
Is your relationship with her so piss weak that you think I will break it?
What can a man like you possibly understand of the complex bond between father and daughter?
I think your greatest fear is that someone like me, who you despise, might have the one thing you don't.
Lucas looks incensed. The muscles in his jaws tighten.
You know nothing.
Dad?
Both men turn. Sarah has been led into the cell by Grimes.
What are you doing here?
I'm his lawyer.
No, this is absolutely out of the question.
Jason leans back, watching.
This should be good.
Shut up.
Jason puts his cuffed hands up in surrender.
Look where you are, Sarah. Look what he has dragged you down to.
I can see where I am.
Lucas is exasperated.
He's done things, terrible things, to you, to your birth mother, to others. Things that can never be forgiven.
Jason looks up.
I don't forgive him.
Jason's eyes seem to clear with an understanding.
Then think this through.
No, I'm not going to. I'm just going to, I don't know, give things a chance.
I don't understand. I've never done anything wrong.
Lucas takes a deep breath.
Why have you never been able to call me Dad?
I'm not your daughter.
I brought you up as my daughter. I think of you as my daughter.
Sarah pauses before deciding what to say.
I do love you.
Lucas reels back.
I probably didn't say it enough.
Lucas looks astonished. He stands, slowly.
No, you shouldn't have to.
Lucas pats himself down, checking to see if he's got everything.
Right. I will go and leave you to discuss the details of the case.
Lucas knocks on the door. Sarah and Lucas hold each other's gaze.
I'll be home later.
Lucas nods. Grimes closes the door behind him. Sarah sits down and opens her file.
Right. This Colin guy has no credibility. His statement is chock full of holes and inconsistencies. Do you have any friends inside that can corroborate?
Jason reaches across the table and places his hand on the file.
Don't get me off.
What?
I deserve it, eh?
But why? We can win this.
Lucas is right. I've done things.
Sarah leans back.
If you plead guilty, it will be at least another year.
Sarah allows that to sink in. Jason lets out a long sigh.
Visit me this time?
She stands up.
I got you out on bail. Till the hearing, which is next week. Come on. I'll give you a lift.
Jason stares at Sarah in awe. Exterior yacht club, marina, day. Seagulls squawk and circle in the air. Sailors chat merrily as they climb aboard their boats and cast off. Engines gurgle as yachts, boats, and smaller vessels leave. One yacht remains. The Sarah sits, secured to a bollard. Gentle waves make it rock. Jason sleeps on deck under a tarpaulin. A man with a tablet approaches and reads the name on the transom. This is the official, 50.
Oi, wake up! How many in your crew?
Jason opens his eyes.
How many in your crew?
Exterior crematorium, memorial wall, day. Sarah walks arm in arm with Julie. They are both wearing their jogging gear and look sweaty. They find Lynn's plaque and pause.
What are you gonna do?
I don't know. Try and keep everyone happy?
Sarah removes the wilted flowers from the vase and inserts a fresh daffodil.
Well, it's the beach house or the yacht race or spend the day with me. Or you want me to drive you down to the pier?
Sarah closes her eyes and bows her head. Julie takes a step back, allowing her some space. Sarah thinks. After a moment, she opens her eyes. Exterior Yacht Club Marina, day. Jason sits on deck, waiting. He scans the car park, the approach road, the club. The Sarah is the last yacht still tied on. The other yachts bob and weave out to sea. Exterior crematorium, car park, day. Sarah throws Julie the keys and hops in on the passenger side. Exterior Yacht Club Marina, day. Jason looks crushed as he waits on the Sarah. The official approaches.
Hey, cast off now, you'll be disqualified.
The official ambles off. Jason scans the car park, the approach road, and the bar. There is no one coming. He checks his watch. Crestfallen, he lifts the rope off the bollard and loops it onto the deck. He steers out of the empty marina. He sighs as he adjusts the tiller and sails to join the race. Waves echo through the yacht as they break on the empty hull. Wait! He spins. He notices the sports car. He sees Julie waving. He sees Sarah sprinting down to the dock. Jason steers back in. He grabs the wharf and steadies the deck as Sarah steps aboard. He reaches up and she takes his hand.
Watch your step. Careful now.
Exterior, the Sarah, day. Jason hands her the life jacket he found. She takes up position on the starboard side.
Wow, I've just realized I've been looking forward to this moment for 15 years.
Sarah watches the tears trickling down his face. Jason laughs. He wipes his face with the back of his hand.
I'm always bawling my eyes out around you, eh?
You've gotten soft in your old age.
I have a bit.
The headsail flaps as it fills. They pick up speed. Sarah grins as she is splashed by sea spray. She sways her head, allowing her long black hair to fly in the wind.
She really moves.
Jason grins. He pulls out the crumpled blue box.
Happy belated birthdays, princess.
Sarah opens it. It is a 90s-style choker with a yin-yang pendant.
Oh,
Jason pulls a rope to tighten the headsail.
her favorite.
Yeah, she loved that. She would have loved you to have it.
Sarah fingers the pendant for a moment. She turns her back and hands the choker ends to Jason, pulling her hair out of the way. He fastens the clasp.
Thank you.
Perfect.
They exchange a sad smile.
Your mom was wearing that. First time I saw her.
How did you and Mom meet?
How did we meet? You never heard the story?
Sea spray hits Sarah in the face.
Wow, well, when I first saw your mom, she was dancing.
What was she like?
Amazing. Yellow dress, of course, and those eyes. Her eyes just lit up, eh?
The wind hits the sails and the boat suddenly tips. Jason yanks the tiller in tight and straightens her up.
The trouble was, I couldn't dance for shit.
So what did you do?
Took lessons for a month. Then one night I asked her for a dance, and she said yes.
Sarah smiles.
Didn't you know I could salsa?
Sarah laughs.
No, I did not.
Hell yeah, your dad can cut a rug with the best of them.
Jason grins.
What do millionaires have?
Yachts.
What do we have?
In answer, Sarah takes his hand. Jason looks surprised. She squeezes it. The klaxon sounds. Ahead of them, several large yachts fly forward, dragged by full sails.
We're catching up.
Jason and Sarah hit a swell. Sarah loses her balance, and Jason reaches around her. She shifts toward him, and he hugs her tight. Faces wet, they plunge on, clinging to each other. From high above, the Sarah leaves a trail across the ocean as it gains on the fleet. The end.